The dearest place in the world is in the saddle of a charger. Your spirit will come from the north, your strength from the south, your speed from the east, and from the west, intelligence. I give thee flight without wings. Time zones removed and oceans away from its genesis. Millennia in its making. An unlikely place, an unlikely story. Or is it? Pursue your goals. Chase your dreams. Seize the moment. This is their time. This is their stage. From an ancient and storied culture, half a world away, they have made the journey. This journey has been a dream that has now become a reality.
It was always a dream for anybody in the world to be participating in Spruce Meadows.
It's the thing that every rider in Saudi wishes to do and participate in the national team.
Since we started, that was the event, the Masters.
We have to jump the Nations Cup on Saturday. Difficult competition, big jumps, the best riders in the world.
Reality laced with spirit, strength, focus, determination, and character. The Kingdom of the Horse at Spruce Meadows.
Welcome to the 1976 Spruce Meadows Masters, and this afternoon we'll be featuring highlights of the...
He got in bad trouble there, lost his stirrups.
Whoa. Well, problems of the triple combination.
This horse just kicks his hind legs way out.
Here's the first three-time winner of the Du Maurier Limited International, John Whitaker of Great Britain.
Ian Miller and Big Ben, our 1991 Du Maurier Limited.
I'm Ian Allison, joined as always by Linda Heathcott. Nick Skelton of Great Britain, champion of the Du Maurier. The richest payday in show jumping, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready?
I hope so, Ian. This is going to be really exciting.
Spruce Meadows presents The Kingdom of the Horse in association with CN, North America's Railroad, Rolex, the official timepiece of Spruce Meadows, and TravelAlberta.com. The Saudi equestrian horses, riders, team management, and support personnel arrived at Spruce Meadows well in advance of the Masters tournament to prepare to take on the best at Spruce Meadows in the BMO Nations Cup. An international road trip such as this is no easy undertaking, with a litany of travel, logistics, and cultural considerations. The team is healthy, rested, and eager to get to work on the field of play. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another for four modern-day horsemen. Their lifelong dream has been to arrive at this time and place, to compete for their country as a team in the BMO Nations Cup at the Spruce Meadows Masters.
I started as a kid. I started riding My Small Pony inside the house. going to cross the road to the racing stables and going around the thoroughbreds with my father. I started showing in local shows, starting with ponies. Then it's continuing until this moment.
I got into it at a very young age, at the age of 7. I don't even remember how the idea of horses came to mind, but my father took me to a riding school. I asked to ride horses, and my father took me to a riding school. And since that day, I cannot think of a day in my life without horses.
In the school, you know, we have a riding club, and my father supports me and my brothers. It's only a hobby. And after that, Federation came after that, and it supports all the Saudi riders.
I started when I was 10 years old. It was by chance. My father bought some horses in the farm, and I started playing and, you know, enjoying the horses. And then I did my first jump then, and I just got hooked in it. I loved the sport.
The BMO Nations Cup is steeped in history, dating back to 1977. Over the decades, it has played host to some of the most dramatic and fiercely contested Nations Cup competition in the sport's history.
The Bank of Montreal Nations Cup.
It is this event, at this tournament, that had been the inspiration for a small but dedicated group of Saudi Arabian horsemen since the 1980s. And since its dawn in 2009, the goal of Saudi Equestrian.
It was always a dream for anybody in the world to be participating in Spruce Meadows, to be competing against the best teams in the world. It's a very tough competition, and I think it's really, really an honor to be here.
It's the thing that every rider in Saudi wishes to do and participate in the national team, and especially in big shows like Spruce Meadows today. It is an honor, it is a dream for any rider.
So it is a very special event to us. Since we started, that was the event, the Masters. And to have a team here, it makes it extra special.
For all teams in this sport, it's a privilege to be invited to come here to Spruce. It's a very good test for us to see where we stand compared to a lot of other strong nations. It's fantastic that we can compete here, and we're looking forward to great competition.
Arriving on this stage has taken a lot of work, and there is no guarantee of success against a field of national federation teams that includes World, Olympic, Continental, and BMO Nations Cup champions, past and present. The 4 men chosen to carry the kingdom's colors have earned it. Each has had a lifelong passion for and commitment to horses and to the sport.
We love horses. We love this animal. It's just part of our culture. It is a normal thing, you know, to be loving horses in our area, especially in the Middle East.
It's the relationship with the horse. I mean, there's very special animals, and they're wonderful animals and wonderful teammates. And I think this is what makes it extra special for me. I mean, it's that having the horse as the teammate.
I love horses. The first day I rode the horse, I felt this is my way. And I thought I can be good at it.
It's challenging, and it's how you can get this creature to follow your orders and you know, jump over these fences that you would never think that you can get a horse who's 10 times your body weight, you know, to listen to you and do whatever you ask him to do. I love my horse. Whenever I get a chance to do a result, it's the pleasure of the performance that you've got from your horse.
Renowned international horseman Stanny Van Passion is the coach and trainer for Saudi Equestrian and charged with making sure both horses and riders are prepared.
We have some great riders with great experience. So my work as coaching is more to say, to help them to program things, to see what's going wrong. But it's not to say, now you're gonna sit like this, you're gonna ride like that in a system. We work with 6 riders on the team, and the 6 riders are totally different. There's not one who's the same. So it's a different approach from rider to horse. Get him also once on the wrong canter. Huh?
He knows every horse, what kind of program. He's more involved in the day-to-day basis work, trying to work with our personalities, because each rider has a different personality, different way of training his horse or preparing himself. So he adapts very good with each rider in his own way.
They all have a different style of riding. So it's on my way to try to help them and to satisfy them in their way.
He's so calm and cool inside the warm-up arena, even during walking the course, which is very important for any rider to have this kind of focus with a cool trainer and very well experienced.
He was excited to start, huh?
Yeah.
He's always keeping the team together and following the team, and definitely helping technically as well with the training and all of that.
The BMO Nations Cup is a 2-round event with only the top 6 nations advancing to round 2. The Saudi team set the bar high coming into the Spruce Meadows Masters, believing a medal would be possible.
I think we have a very good chance. We have a good team with experience. In every competition, it's always different, and this is the first time for them in such an arena. It's a little bit difficult for new horses or unexperienced horses, but everything should be going well, so let's keep hoping that day by day they keep getting their confidence and perform in the Nations Cup.
It's a very hard competition, a high standard competition, and I think we have, I don't say to win, but we have a great chance to be good. We hope in positive rounds.
I'm happy with each one of us doing his best and really fighting like we always do, and we're hoping that to have a top 3 finish here.
Since focusing its attention and resources on the international stage over the last decade, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has reached the medal podium on a few occasions at major championships. Most recently, with individual and team gold results at the 2010 Asian Games in China, and individual silver at the 2010 World Equestrian Games in the United States.
First ever individual medal in World Equestrian Games competition.
It meant a lot. It meant that it's doable, we can do it. And to know that it's within reach and it's possible, that injected into all of us with dedication and hard work and a bit of luck, you can do it.
We didn't expect to win a medal, but for the country it was very good, and it helped the other riders and other programs to come after that.
We have the ability, we have the riders, we have the horses, so it's not like unreachable goal. It's reachable, it's there, and we can always touch it,
It was a big support for the country for sure. It helped a lot with our media, with our TV, even national shows. It helped a lot to improve the sport in Saudi.
We want to use that to increase the awareness of the sport in Saudi, hopefully to bring more young people into it, and also internationally to increase the awareness of Saudi, the competitiveness in the sport.
At the 2011 Spruce Meadows Masters, the focus was on team results, with the powerhouse nations of Europe and North America all in attendance a year out from the London Olympiad.
I cannot think of one day in my life without the horses in it, but also I cannot think of one day without these guys in it, because we've been competing together for a very long time.
Me and Khalid and Kemal were from the older generation, so we kind of try to help everyone to get there. I try to to keep everybody together and work as a team.
Since they are older riders than me, but they're always like brothers, you know. I mean, we share everything together. Never getting embarrassed of asking any question or helping to be helped by another rider. At the end, we all have the same goal, and to show our best and to have a better team result.
I mean, one of the strongest points of our team is the fighting spirit. Seriously, I mean, every one of these guys, you know that they're going to do everything in their power to get the best result. And they fight. They know how to fight. No one gives up.
Show jumping's grandest stage, the International Ring at Spruce Meadows. Global team show jumping supremacy being contested. The BMO Nations Cup. 10 nations started the first round of the 2011 BMO Nations Cup at the Spruce Meadows Masters. Only the top 6 teams from the first round would advance to round 2. Each nation competing is allowed to keep its best 3 scores. The leadoff rider for Saudi Arabia, Kamal Bahamdan, would go early in the draw with the number 2 starting slot over the demanding 540-meter course designed by Venezuela's Leopoldo Palacios. Earlier in the Spruce Meadows Masters, Bahamdan had marked his return to the venue after more than a decade with an impressive result. The day prior to the BMO Nations Cup, he had reached the medal podium in the Encana Cup, riding his new international mount, Delphi. Any pre-tournament jitters that Bahamdan may have feared seemed to quickly disappear with his return to the international ring.
I mean, 12 months ago, Ian, going into Kentucky, this horse was one of the most talked about horses in the whole of the sport.
Look at this 9-year-old mare. She just loves her job so much.
A little encouragement with the leg there from Kamal onto the Sydney plank. Oh, he's going to clear.
Into the jump off, just under the time allowed. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with Kamal Bahamdan riding Delphi joins the ranks of the clears.
He was encouraged by the result in advance of his leadoff role for the team on Nations Cup Day.
I was extremely happy and excited. I think she was very kind to me out there. She showed a lot of quality, and she's a fighter, and I'm very excited to have her in my string. The Nation Cup tomorrow, I mean, this is an important step for the Saudi team. This feels like a championship, it rides like a champ, it has everything that a championship has, so it's an important competition for us. It's an important Nation Cup to see where we stand, and hopefully we'll walk out of here knowing exactly how we need to plan, I mean, for the rest of the year. What I can expect is that every one of us will do his best and ride it one jump at a time, and hopefully the results will follow.
Bahamdan, riding the 11-year-old gelding Cezanne, was the second to go of the 39 slated to start the first round.
As a team, we grew a lot together over the past year. He's a very kind horse. He's a gentle giant. And for his size, he's incredibly talented with a lot of power. He has tons of scope and a very good mind and a very good heart.
Without the advantage of watching previous rounds, and with the knowledge that Irish veteran Trevor Coyle had led off with 20 faults, he commenced the Kingdom's first Nations Cup effort in the storied history of Spruce Meadows.
Got the first 2 jumps out of the way. Cezanne giving him a lot of air, also over fence 3. Gallop on.
Many of the athletes felt the water would be problematic on course, and it delivers the first 4 faults for the Saudi scorecard.
Nicely set up for the bicycle. Very delicate line through the French pillars. Very nicely done coming out there. And now another rollback to the Canada plank.
Huge crowd on hand here at Spruce Meadows today as Kamal Bahamdan takes on the Canada planks. Nicely done as he approaches the final line here in the Nations Cup course.
He's taken a very direct line, Ian, to this triple combination. Very wide oxer coming in, careful upright, big power jump. Oh, that rail catches him.
"14 faults. The course proves a solid international test with technical and power challenges, as well as a tight time allowed."
Yeah, obviously I'm very disappointed with my round today. I think things happened too quick in terms of going in early, and I did not prepare mentally for it well enough. I think it's, I take the blame for it. Horse jumped well. I can't take anything against Cezanne. So now we just have to wait and see.
Not easy to go in second. You have not had the chance to see many riders in front of you, to see the challenge of the course one time in practice. Kamal had actually an unlucky approach at the bicycle fence, causing him a fault on the next one. Still a steady round. He recuperated himself very well. So we have to see how the other guys do, and hopefully we qualify for the second round.
As the lead-off riders for each nation continued through the order of go, it became evident that clear rounds would be a rare commodity. As predicted by many prior to the Spruce Meadows Masters, there would be a fierce battle to see which 6 nations would advance to round 2 of the BMO Nations Cup. It was anybody's guess.
Over the years I've learned to not make too much of a prediction about any competition, because the nice thing of this sport, of jumping, is that, that at this level everybody can win. The margins are so tight, and it all comes down basically to maybe one-time fault, yes or no. So we're well prepared, we hope to do well, but it's difficult to say what will be the final result.
Roger van Eersel was hired by Saudi Equestrian in 2006 to manage the national show jumping team. During his time with the team, he has impressed his athletes with his knowledge, management skills, and attention to detail, while taking the team to new heights.
He's Mr. Discipline, Roger, and he helps with all of the organizational stuff. We don't have to worry about anything but riding the horses.
He got an answer for any question you would ask in show jumping.
And technical information is very important for the rider, so we don't have to really think so much. We know that there's somebody who keeps us updated. We work towards developing a performance for each horse, and then going to the shows, or the ride shows for each horse.
You can see the thinking of the course designer also, because it's the CN class, so we start with CN at number 1. Being in the management of a team gives me the opportunity to use my experience to do well for the team. I feel privileged to be involved at this level of the sport.
Van Eersel believes in his riders, the horses, and the entire strategy that has been developed by Saudi Equestrian.
Last year, a new program was designed, and a very good structure to support that, which enabled us to get horses of the quality needed at this level. Because for a long time already we had the feeling our riders were as competitive with any of the others in the top level of this sport, but we didn't have the horsepower, and that has changed dramatically.
With focus on the job at hand, His Royal Highness Prince Abdullah bin Muttab Al Saud enters the stadium aboard the 11-year-old gelding Davos, looking to keep the team in play.
He's a bit special, a bit spooky. He has his own character. He's Scopy horse, careful. He's more like a big type horse, but with a lot of blood. I'm starting to learn more and more about him. I think he's also learning more about me, and we hope that the click happens really quick and fast.
As the youngest and least experienced member of the team, His Royal Highness quickly adapted to the atmosphere and high level of competition at Spruce Meadows. Earlier in the tournament, he had posted a strong result with Davos in the 40-horse Cana Cup, finishing with just a single time fault and winning the first ribbon for Saudi Arabia at the tournament.
Kamal Bahamdan, the lead-off rider, is in with a 14-fault performance. They'd really love to get that one off the scorecard.
He'll really look to keep the motor going, as we always see with the Leopoldo Palacios courses.
And this has been really difficult, the water.
Oh, and it catches another rider.
Really got to regroup now.
It's a costly 150 meters for this combination. As quickly as that, they're carrying 12 faults on the scorecard with plenty of course left.
You've got to be very snug around the Canada planks.
You couldn't see it, but you could certainly hear the Canada planks coming down.
Today, as with Bahamdan, there are difficulties with both the course and the clock. 17 faults. After 2 riders, the team is sitting on 31 faults. To have any chance of advancing to the second round, the most recent score posted by His Royal Highness will need to be discarded. Halfway through the first round of the BMO Nations Cup at the Spruce Meadows Masters, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is in a battle to advance to the second round of 6 nations. The remaining 2 riders for the Saudi team are seasoned veterans with quality horses. Strong results will put the team right in the thick of the standings.
One more time, one more time. On the same way, Ramzi, on the same way.
As a youth, Ramzi Al Duhami dreamt of competing in the international ring at Spruce Meadows.
Good, good.
I was doing the amateur classes and I was, looking and I'm like, wow, this is really impressive. I would like one day to do that. And then a few years later, you're there, like, you just get your memory back and I'm like, this is nice. This is nice to be here.
More than 2 decades later, he enters the stadium with his mount, Bayard van de Villa Theresia, needing to post an impressive performance.
He's a very special horse. He has everything to be good. It's just he's lacking the experience. He's a very good jumper. Most of the good horses, good special horses, are a bit delicate. They also feel the pressure of the competition. I'm sure he will, but sometimes it makes, it does good. So if they take it and they handle it and they say, okay, let's go, we're gonna do that, that's what I'm hoping for,
To date, Ramzi El Duhami has been a bit snake-bitten at the Masters, narrowly missing the ribbons in a number of events leading up to Nations Cup Day. A rail here, a time fault there. He is hopeful his luck will change.
So things are difficult right now for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They really need their final two riders to deliver in spades, and they will want to drop that 17 faults of His Royal Highness.
I'm intrigued to see how Ramzi sets about this track, giving himself lots of room coming around to the water jump. This has been so difficult all day long.
And he gets across it. This stage in the Nations Cup, we're into our third riders, and clear rounds are virtually unheard of.
Ramzi put on a super performance right there.
Clear round would put the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia right back into the thick of things.
Very wide turn to the plank though, Ian. I think you've got to watch the time allowed. One to go.
A clear round, oh so close. Look at the time.
Al Duhami and Bayard deliver. With just a single time fault, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is back in the game, with the anchor riders of each nation still to come. With the final 10 riders, the anchor riders still to go in the BMO Nations Cup, the course and the competition were both living up to their legend. Only 2 clear rounds had been recorded when Khaled Alid entered the international ring at Spruce Meadows as the team's anchor rider. Expectations were high from both his teammates and the nearly 80,000 fans in attendance. Over the last 2 seasons, this combination had gelled into one of the most formidable duos in international show jumping.
I think he's one of the best horses in the world. Every rider, he dreams of a horse like Presley. I think I'm lucky to have him, and I hope Presley and the other horses can help us to achieve our goal.
I must say Presley is a little bit like a pop star. Everywhere he comes, he attracts people. He has a very stable character, super nice horse. When you look him in the eye, you fall in love with him immediately. Today he belongs to the 10 top horses in the world.
Presley Boy, the remarkable 14-year-old Dutch-bred stallion that had dazzled fans for years at Spruce Meadows as a mainstay of the Mexican team, took to the championship atmosphere immediately, as did his veteran rider. The union of Khaled Alid and Presley Boy and their return to Spruce Meadows had gone well to date. Earlier, they had served notice as to why they are recognized as one of the top combinations in the sport by jumping to victory in an 8-horse jump-off in the Spruce Meadows Champions Welcome World Cup Grand Prix.
Presley Boy, it's all on him now. This magnificent stallion out over the Werner Daeg course, and this horse just loves his job, doesn't he?
Khaled Alid is a masterful rider, and these guys are perfect together. Well, that was a lovely turn, super pace as he kept his way around. keeping his balance. He's on his way down to the finish.
A little check there and across the finish line for Presley Boy. And will the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia lay claim to its first FEI victory at Spruce Meadows?
Reflecting on his earlier victory, Alid appreciated that he was riding a special horse at a special place at a special time in his career.
Spruce Meadows, one of the shows I was dreaming to jump here, and to jump today and to win the qualifier with this great horse. I'm really happy. He's brave, fast, careful, everything you want in a horse.
That is Khaled Alid and Presley Boy.
And it is shaping up to be a rather tight race as one of the fan favorites here. Presley Boy, the beautiful black stallion, gets ready to carry Khaled Alid from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Looking for a clear round from the anchor rider. Saudi Arabia desperately needs it right now.
Well, and that round from Ramzi Al Duhami has kept them in the hunt.
Presley Boy and Khaled Alid have shown that their chemistry is very good at the moment.
I tell you, Khaled is a great jockey, and he's giving them a super ride right now, giving him every opportunity to jump the jumps.
Rode him towards the Canada planks there as they move into the triple. This will be a pressure clear round.
No problems, just one to go. Time should not be a problem.
The crowd here, as always, most impressed with the efforts of Presley Boy, as is his rider. Another clear round for Saudi Arabia.
After less than 2 minutes in the ring, another memorable performance. A coveted clear round, and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia completes the first round of Nations Cup competition with a total of 15 faults. Would the result be good enough to advance to the second round of 6 nations? The waiting game commenced. With the anchor riders of 8 nations left to go, the team sits in 6th place. The outcome, disappointing. The final entry of the first round, Mexico's Jaime Guerra, posts a 4-fault round, advancing Mexico to round 2. For the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the day is done. By the narrowest of margins, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia fails to advance, finishing up in 7th place ahead of Ireland, Belgium, and the defending and reigning Olympic champions, the United States. No doubt a bittersweet and disappointing day for the Saudi team, as well as for the rest of the nations that failed to advance.
Between getting into the second round and being out was a matter of actually 1 or 2 points. So the overall feeling for the competition was good. Still we have to do better, but on the other hand, we feel we have found the right track.
This is our first Nations Cup this year, so we're really happy to have done this much. We were just out by very fractions, you know, so that's why we're really happy with it.
Yeah, sure we are disappointed. You know, we are all sportsmen. We want to be with on the top. I think we had 2 great rounds with Ramzi and Khaled. The others, they need a bit more experience, a bit more self-confidence, but I'm very pleased with it, with the show. You know, we had a lot of good rounds. I'm delighted with them.
For the undermanned team from France, it was nothing short of a remarkable performance. Jumping to gold in the BMO Nations Cup at Spruce Meadows with just a 3-rider roster against the best in the world.
The Spruce Meadows Masters. Team France, ladies and gentlemen, your champions.
Spruce Meadows presents The Kingdom of the Horse. Will return after these messages. Spruce Meadows presents The Kingdom of the Horse in association with CN, North America's Railroad, Rolex, the official timepiece of Spruce Meadows, and TravelAlberta.com. Success in international sport requires great dedication, discipline, focus, talent, and resilience. With the 2011 BMO Nations Cup now in the permanent records of Spruce Meadows and the FEI, all focus had to turn to the final day of the Spruce Meadows Masters and the $1 million CN International. By virtue of the team's strong overall individual results throughout the Spruce Meadows Masters, all 4 riders qualified to compete in the sport's biggest Grand Prix. The final day of the Spruce Meadows Masters. Only 36 horse-rider combinations qualified to start the CN International. This 2-round Grand Prix demands the most of horse and rider, with only the top 12 first-round scores making the cut to advance to the second round. It is the ultimate test of horse and rider in international show jumping.
Today is the toughest of all days, so the purpose is to go and try to jump it clean, and it's the same for everybody.
Each of the Saudi riders and each of the Saudi horses competed the day prior in Nations Cup competition. The final day challenge poses an even bigger test. For the riders and the horses, this was an extraordinary stage to gain high-performance championship experience. This was the mandate of Saudi Equestrian coming to fruition. In the first round, only 2 horse-rider combinations post clear rounds, clearly an indication of the demands of the course.
Halfway through the first round of competition in the $1 million CN International, and here's a man who performed so well for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the BMO Nations Cup, and today we'll look to keep that going in the CN International. It's Ramzi Al Duhami aboard the 10-year-old gelding Bayard.
He rode his luck going in and unfortunately ran out of it at the middle part. I thought he got by with it. He came in very hard to the triple.
He's got to leave it behind, try and keep it to 4 if he has any hopes of advancing to round 2. And the clock catches Ramzi Al Duhami. He will sit on 5 faults.
I think the horse has done really amazing job today. I had one down the middle of the combination. I'm actually quite happy because he gave his best. He really jumped a beautiful round. So I'm happy the horse has performed. Hopefully we have a good chance if I get into the second round. That's what I'm hoping for, but I'm really glad with his performance today.
Presley Boy, you can see the beautiful black stallion, 14 years of age, ridden by Khalid Alid of Saudi Arabia. What a combination this has become in their short time together.
If Khaled does make it into the top 12, he's going to knock out his fellow countryman, Ramzi Al Duhami, who's sitting in that 12th and final position. That jump has proved very costly to Presley Boy. It's up to Khaled now to put it behind him. Leave the rest of them up and see if he can't get into that top 12.
He put the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia into the second round of the CN International.
Time is going to be tight if he doesn't get his foot down.
Over the final oxer to the throttle he goes, 5 faults. Interesting. Check the time at 87.
The clock caught both Khalid Alid and Ramzi Al Duhami, each incurring a single time fault to add to 4 jumping faults. As the final first-round entry finished the course, it was evident that only one of the Saudi Arabian riders would advance. Ramzi Al Duhami was in 13th place, missing the second round by a mere half-second. Khalid Alid and Presley Boy make the cut and advance. Another round, a new course lay ahead.
3-minute break after Lauren.
Khalid Alid and Presley Boy qualify for round 2 of the $1 million CN International as the 10th seed of 12 that had battled successfully to advance. They would go early in the second round over what was considered by many the toughest course that had been designed all year.
As a very efficient turn. Trust in his scope. Whoa, did he get it tight there? He came down on 4 strides. Whoa, did that get tight?
That is the sign of a super horse. And our super horse Presley Boy may well go to the top of the standings and does right now. We have a jump off on 5 fault.
Incredibly, Khalid Alid and Presley Boy were flawless and rose like a phoenix through the standings, as many that had enjoyed first-round success met with disaster in round 2. On this day, however, no one in the world would challenge the sport's #1 ranked combination of Eric Lamaze and Hickstead.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's all about. The CN International goes to Eric Lamaze of Canada.
Nonetheless, a 4th place finish in the CN International provided a pleasant finale to the Spruce Meadows Masters for Khalid Alid, Presley Boy, and Saudi Equestrian.
It has been a great week. Looking back on it, of course, finishing like we did today was superb. The 4th place Khaled was capable of achieving with Presley. And it's good to, and actually very special to have a rider like Khaled and a horse like Presley in your team.
It was always a dream, and sometimes we feel, oh, it's unreachable. And now it's like, oh, It's possible, you know, it's there. We can do it, you know.
I've worked for all these years for this year. And I think my teammates share the same thing. And to have the team here in the top of the sport, and hopefully to have them continue through the games, and hopefully other teams to follow ourselves from Saudi, and to keep that momentum going, even beyond this team.
I'm willing to do more in this sport. I don't like to think really about far future. Always focusing on doing the best, and things will come.
We have not achieved our goals, but we certainly feel that we are on the right track. We know we still have to do more. It's not finished yet, but on the other hand, we were capable of competing with the best in the world, and that gives us a lot of confidence for the future.
History suggests that the horse was first domesticated in the region of Saudi Arabia 9,000 years ago. From that time until today, the horse has played a significant and relevant role in Saudi culture. From the north, spirit. From the south, strength. From the east, speed. From the west, intelligence. Flight without wings. The kingdom of the horse.